Hello everyone, Father Scott Vanderveer here with the next in our series on love, on the virtues of love and how to become a loving person. When Will Smith struck and assaulted Chris Brown on stage at the Oscars earlier this year, people were shocked by the violence. They were appalled by the acts of aggression and the anger and the language that was used. It was jarring and it was completely disorienting and upsetting. But if we look back to that time, the thing that perhaps made it even more complicated than it already was, the thing that makes it feel, looking back, almost like it was written as a Hollywood script rather than just at a Hollywood awards show, is that not long after he assaulted Chris Rock, Will Smith won the Oscar for Best Actor. Can you believe that? Isn't that remarkable? What was even more remarkable and very jarring for people, further injuring everyone who witnessed that violence, was what Will Smith said in his speech. He addressed vaguely some of the things that had happened earlier in the awards ceremony. And he said, I guess I'm a lot like the person I played in the movie I've won this award for. I guess it's true that love makes you do crazy things. Love makes you do crazy things. Many people were so upset to hear Will Smith say that. They were upset for a lot of reasons. The number one reason is because that wasn't love that we saw. It wasn't love. Maybe it was misguided love. Maybe it was love gone wrong, loved turned toxic, but it was not love. It was not the love the Bible talks about, love that is patient and kind, love that is not rude, is not jealous, does not boast, is not quick-tempered. Not quick-tempered. Love that is long-suffering. Love is enduring. Love lasts forever. Love is patient. It has all of the qualities of God. God is love, it says elsewhere in the Bible. So to say love makes you do crazy things after striking someone in the face is almost like saying, God made me do it. He didn't mean that, but he didn't mean love either. What made him do that is woundedness. Many people have, looking into the larger context of the situation, put together the awkwardness that comes from realizing that Will Smith had not long before authored an autobiography where he talked about his own childhood growing up in an abusive home, where his father regularly hit his mother. And he said that he was filled with shame that he never defended his mother, that his fear against his father was the reason that he never was able to do anything but cower when his mother was being attacked. I think Will Smith needs our compassion because it was not strength that caused this outburst. It was woundedness. And we can recognize that many of the things that came out of his mouth that night were a direct result of the shock that he had in himself over his own behavior. But let us acknowledge that it was not love that made him do that. And one of the reasons people were so upset about him saying that is because abusive husbands have said that to their wives forever. People who hit their spouse, not always men to women, but often. When a spouse abuses another, they often will say after the moment has passed, I'm so sorry. It's just because I love you so much. And the thought of losing you, or the thought of you ever leaving me, or caring more about somebody else, or disrespecting our love, it's just too much for me because my love for you is so great. Do you see? Do you see how bad that is? How toxic that is? How absolutely uncomfortable it is to even consider someone talking that way, because it's the opposite of love. That's the opposite of love. That's not what love is. So we have to recognize that love and violence cannot coexist. Where there is violence, there is no love. It has been said that there's a thin line between love and hate. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And I think there's great wisdom there, but a richer wisdom that incorporates that and something else is the wisdom that says it is actually not a thin line between love and hate. The thin line is between the passions. The passions that we face are often on a very thin line between positive or negative. Everybody has seen it when a crowd that is all excited about the Super Bowl suddenly turns violent and then starts looting and smashing property. How does that happen? Psychologists can tell us about that mob mentality and how it works. They know far better than I. But we know that that's a human dynamic, that sometimes we turn from exuberant to violent. And the reason that happens is because of passion, not because of love. Love can be passionate, but it is not a feature of love to be violent. Love is never violent. Where there is violence, there is no love. We know that instead love is patient, love is kind, love is not quick-tempered, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast. Love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails.